Today we are going to be talking about the TCG and the anime show, 10 Battle City cards not in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, Part 2. I wasn't aware that there was a Part 1, but today we're going to be talking about cards that are not in the TCG but are in the show. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy who's many YouTube channels. Please go show the creator of this video some love in the pinned comment description down below. Let's get into it.
If you're anything like Delta and myself, you remember Battle City fondly. The game moved away from Duelist Kingdom rules and in a lot of ways was much closer to the real-world card game.
And I loved it. And for context, I've only watched the original show, I've only watched GX, I haven't watched anything beyond that, but Battle City is, of course, iconic.
The tournament featured the return of many of our favorite B-list characters, the extremely powerful Egyptian god monsters, and a whole lot of new cards for our main characters. While many of the coolest cards from this season are in the trading card game we love, there's actually a lot of cards that never made it from the TV screen.
And yeah, I don't know what we're about to talk about, to be honest with you. I'm seeing Dark Necrofear is always an interesting one for me because I always thought that was like that coolest card in the world, and in the show they made it like so powerful, and it's just like such a mid card in real life. Not even mid, it's just bad.
To real life. We looked at 10 of these cards in our first video, but here's 10 Battle City cards not in the TCG, Part 2. Number 10, Vampiric Leech.
I don't even remember that.
Was used by none other than Yami Merrick in his duel against Yami Yugi. With 500 attack and 1200 defense.
Dude, I do not remember this. Oh, hang on. Doesn't it go into his deck or something? No, or it might be a card that I'm remembering from Weevil. Maybe Weevil played it against Joey. No, because that was a real card, the one that goes in your opponent's deck. Such a weird card.
This monster was Yami Merrick's opening move. Merrick showed off its effect, allowing it to attack on the first turn of the duel, giving him a small head start against Yugi. It's hard for us to imagine that Konami would actually print this card with its effect exactly like the anime.
Well, I mean, if it only has 500 attack, here's what I'm thinking, okay? Very unique effect, very interesting effect. If it can attack on first turn, only 500 points, whatever. I can see that being, oh, well, this card allows us to attack on the first turn. Here is my 5,000 attack monster that's unaffected by any sort of hand traps, and if you go first, you can summon it, and then you can attack directly. That's how I would imagine they would end up taking that effect in the modern day.
Can you say Vampiric Leech FTK? This monster also had a second effect, allowing the player to discard a card from their hand and switch it to defense mode. During their duel, Yami Merrick used this effect to put the Winged Dragon of Ra into the graveyard on turn 1, which he would then special summon back 4 times during their duel.
Number 9, Magician's Selection.
Dude, it's incredible that there's still a Dark Magician card that hasn't been used, because like of all of the Dark Magician cards that are in the game now.
This is an awesome trap card with some great artwork. When Yugi's Dark Magician was going to be destroyed by Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon, this card came in clutch to save Yugi's monster. Magician Select.
Did they just run out of things so they had to make up something to save Yugi?
Lets you negate an attack and then destroy your opponent's monster with the lowest attack. Since Kaiba had Lord of Dragons on the field and it was his weakest monster, Magician's Selection destroyed it, which freed up Yugi to start targeting Kaiba's Dragon-type monsters again.
Dude, that's probably exactly how that went down. Hey, how can we get rid of Lord of D? We need to figure it out. Nothing in Yugi's deck is going to work if he draws it right now.
Number 8, Beckon to the Dark.
Oh, I remember seeing this one. I don't remember what it does at all. I remember thinking it was cool. It kind of looks like card destruction.
If you're like us, you thought Arcano was a downright awesome character. Being the only other Dark Magician player we had seen, he demonstrated his mastery of this ultimate wizard by pairing it with awesome spells and traps like Dark.
And I like how they used different card artwork for the Dark Magician too, to like for this guy. I thought that was a nice touch.
Renewal, Shadow Balance, Thousand Knives, and Beckon to the Dark. We already talked about Shadow Balance in our first video on Battle City, but Beckon to the Dark is also high up on the list of cards we'd like to see printed. Its effect is pretty straightforward and similar to some other cards in the anime and the TCG. It let Arcano drag a monster to its grave, and he tried to get Yugi's Dark Magician with it before.
Oh, you know why I probably remember it? Is because that's gotta be that little scene right there. Hang on, this.
Drag a monster.
I think this is in the opening to one of the shows. I'm going to look so stupid if I'm not, but it's just, that's just something that I remember.
Monster to its grave, and he tried to get Yugi's Dark Magician with it before Yugi countered with Mystical Ref Panel. So while its effect is not particularly unique, this is such a cool card that definitely sticks out in our minds when we think about Arcano's deck, and we would love to see how Konami could introduce it into the trading card game.
I mean, I'm sure it would work. It's just like not. I see why they didn't print it. There's nothing really special about it, and they have other cards that do similar things, right?
Number 7, Masquerade. Masquerade is one of a few remaining cards that were played by Loomis and Umbra that we still don't have printed. It let you take control of one monster that's wearing a mask, and Umbra uses this card to take control of Valkyrion the Magna Warrior.
I always thought like that whole mask archetype, I mean, I guess you could call it an archetype, right? Just like the strategy that they use in the show with the mask, I always thought was pretty cool. It just unfortunately didn't really, nothing came about it, and it's difficult to see that it would work nowadays.
Which was wearing Mask of Remnants in the tag duel. And since Valkyrion had Mask of Remnants on it, Umbra actually took control of it from Loomis. Stealing your opponent's monsters is always a pretty strong effect, and we have a few mask cards in the game that would help you fulfill that requirement for this card.
I wish that was something that could work nowadays. There's no way that you can make it work, right? Because like the equipped monster gains 1,000 attack, and loses 1,000 defense during each of your standby phase. Pay 1,000 life points or destroy this card. It's just something that doesn't get with the times at all. Shuffle this card in the owner's deck, or if this card is put into play by Mask of Beast Death Guardians, is treated as an equipped card. Control the equipped monster is switched. The equipped monster cannot attack once per turn during your standby phase and inflict 500 damage to your opponent or the to the controller of the equipped monster.
Not to mention, we could always see new mask cards released by Konami when we get this one, like we've seen with other archetypes. And, fun fact, you can see Mask of Remnants in the card art for this card. And if you're enjoying getting all nostalgic about some awesome cards in the anime, hype up this video and make sure...
Alright, we're going to keep
Spell
going.
Sanctuary.
I don't remember this one at all. That looks like a Silvori Calcos type card for Battle City.
This is a powerhouse of a spell card that Kaiba first used against Yugi in their climactic duel in Battle City. When it's activated, each player can take one spell card in their deck and add it to their hand. That's already a really powerful effect, but while Spell Sanctuary is face up on the field, players can activate spell cards on their opponent's turn.
Oh, this is ringing a bell. Dude, it's been so long since I watched Battle City. It's been years and years and years. If you guys happen to not just be subscribed to this channel, we have another channel where we do movie shows, TV show reviews, anime show reviews. My sister and I revisited in recent years. We watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX again. We haven't revisited the original Yu-Gi-Oh! We were going through some childhood shows.
They add enemy controller, while Yugi added Change of Heart. So they both opted for spells that let them take control of their opponent's monsters. Both this card's effect to search or tutor a spell from your deck, and its effect to let spell cards be activated on the opponent's turn could be incredibly powerful in the game. So
Yeah, it would change things up a lot, and we don't need any of that nowadays in the game.
we suspect Spell Sanctuary would get some limitations or changes.
Number 5, Card Exchange. This is another card we saw the Mask duo play in their duel against Kaiba and Yugi. Card Exchange is also another card with a very simple, straightforward effect. It let you exchange all the cards in your hand with another player. And Loomis didn't actually use this card on Kaiba or Yugi. Since he was getting frustrated with Umbra, Loomis chose to switch hands with his partner.
Why don't I remember that either? Imagine using that in the tag duel.
This is a pretty interesting effect for a card that's like an all-or-nothing version of Exchange. While
Dude, I've always liked the idea of exchange, but the problem is, I love taking my opponent's cards, but like, I mean, it wouldn't matter nowadays because I only play online. But the reason I never really played cards like exchange and stuff like that was because I was very uncomfortable with people having control of my cards, let alone with cards in their hand, with the way they shuffle the cards, with the way they bend the cards and they put them down. It's unbelievable to me how disrespectful some people could be. So I hate that idea, but I love it now that I only play online.
it may not be as strong as a card like Spell Sanctuary if these cards made to the TCG, there could be applications there if we were fortunate enough to get it.
Number 4, Spiritualistic Medium. This spell card was used by Bakura in his graveyard duel against Bones, and it's the last card of Bakura's that remains unprinted from Battle City. It let you discard all cards in your hand to select one face-up monster you control. That monster gained 500 attack for each discarded card until the end phase.
That's not a bad card. I mean, it's a gamble. I'm just surprised that card's never been printed, to be honest with you.
While this is another example of a card that doesn't seem that great outside of the anime, we would love to have it for completion's sake, and we're sure Konami could find something to do with the card to buff it.
Oh, yeah. Straight up 2,000 attack. Hey, with the power creep in this game, or with how strong things are, it's a little, it's not out of the ballpark that they could do that.
While in this case, Bakura didn't take advantage of this card's cost to discard cards, Bakura's decks often have a theme of funneling monsters into the graveyard to fuel his other effects. And, fun fact, this card's artwork and name is pretty reminiscent of Spiritualism, a card we did get in Labyrinth of Nightmare around the same time other Bakura cards were released.
Dude, I've always really, really, really loved the artwork on every single one of Bakura's cards, man. The Destiny board, Dark Spirit of the Silent in particular, Hopeless Knight's great, or excuse me, Headless Knight's great too.
Number 3, Attrition. This is one of the last 2 cards that Joey played during Battle City that we don't have printed. Although this may not have been Joey's own card since he played it alongside other strong spells like Raigeki and Meteor of Destruction that Marek added to his deck, we would be thrilled to see it printed. This was a continuous spell whose effect activated if an opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle.
Oh, I thought it was like a polymerization type card. It's what it looks like, doesn't it? It looks like the same thing.
Attrition would then reduce that opponent's monster's attack by the attack of whichever of your monsters battled with it. In the duel against Yugi, Joey uses this effect multiple times in combination with Rocket Warrior, which also decreased the attack of Yugi's monsters and wasn't destroyed by battle. So Joey could repeatedly take advantage of Attrition with Rocket Warrior. Those are the kind of old school combos we loved from the anime.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Like, I remember, like, vaguely the monsters losing attack points and stuff. I would just have to go back and watch the show again, dude.
And number 2, Sword of Soul. This monster of Kaiba's is a 4-star light fairy monster with 0 attack and 1900 defense. While those aren't the most inspiring stats, it does pack an effect which lets you boost the attack of one of your face-up monsters by 1000 points when it's destroyed.
Dude, why do I not remember any of these cards at all? And that's not necessarily a card that'd be too great nowadays.
So while maybe not one of Kaiba's strongest monsters, this is Kaiba's last monster from Battle City that's not printed in the game yet. But we're
Dude, you would think if they just go around and they start printing cards from the anime show, you would just print them all. Like, why leave one out?
confident Konami could add an effect or two that could keep the spirit of this card while raising its power level. Sword of Soul was only used in one duel during the entire series, and it was during the climactic duel against Yugi in the Colosseum.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, is the entire purpose, or like not the I know the entire purpose is to advertise the game. I mean, like, were they just coming up with how to make duels and go, okay, what could Kaiba play here? I know. Let's call it Sword of Soul.
See this monster attributed by Kaiba to invoke Obelisk's effect to inflict 4,000 points of damage. It then returns to the field via the effect of Yugi's Necromancy in the climactic moment. When Yugi destroys Sword of Soul, its effect activates, boosting Obelisk's attack. And speaking of Necromancy...
Number 1, Necromancy. This is a...
Why don't I remember that one either? I'm gonna go out... Oh, hang on. I was about to say I'm gonna go out of the... I'm gonna go crazy here and assume that this is a Bakura card, but it's probably a Merrick.
somewhat frightening card, at least to look at. Necromancy let you special summon up to 4 random monsters from your opponent's graveyard in face-up defense position to their side of the field. Pretty good for your opponent. But if a monster special summoned by this card is destroyed, all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 600 attack for each monster that's summoned by Necromancy. There's not many situations where you probably want to special summon some of your opponent's monsters for them.
Yeah, especially now with links, tuners, you can get the XYZ cards going
But
too.
one possible situation is if you have a Cypher the Sky Dragon on the field, and its second mouth will destroy those monsters when they're summoned.
That's fair.
Exactly how Yugi made use of this card against Kaiba in Battle City.
Wait, he used it? That doesn't sound like a Yugi card.
Blade Knight, Sword of Soul, Kaiser Seahorse, and X-Head Cannon are summoned back from the graveyard. Then they're all destroyed, and Obelisk loses 2400 attack. Necromancy is also used by Yugi again after Battle City. We see it in both Waking the Dragons and Grand Championship.
Dude, why don't I remember him ever activating Necromancy? It just doesn't seem like a Yugi card. It seems like a Bakura card. Maybe a Merit card.
Such a signature card of Yugi's, it's really a shame we don't have it printed in the game yet. And that's it for the 10 Battle City cards.
Dude, it was interesting, man. A little trip through memory lane over there. Like I said, if you guys are interested, we did talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime show on one of our other channels. You can check that out in the link tree at the top of the description. Show the creator some love for this video in the pinned comment description down below. And if you want to check out another one of our reaction videos, you can check it out on screen right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care, guys.